We've got a breaking news from Project Veritas.
Oh boy!
Nice.
Now this story actually came out right around the time we went live. This is crazy stuff. Project Veritas has released Expose FDA Part 1. FDA Executive Officer on Hidden Camera reveals future COVID policy. Quote, Biden wants to inoculate as many people as possible, have to get an annual shot. They say. FDA Executive Officer Christopher Cole inadvertently revealed that his agency will eventually announce that annual COVID-19 vaccinations will become policy. Cole is an executive officer heading up the agency's countermeasures initiatives, which plays a critical role in ensuring that drugs, vaccines, and other measures to counter infectious disease and viruses are safe. He made the revelations on Hidden Camera to an undercover reporter. Cole indicates that annual COVID-19 shots isn't probable but certain. When pushed on how he knows an annual shot will become policy, Cole states, just from everything I've heard, the FDA are not going to not approve it. The footage, which is part of a 2-part series on the FDA, also contains sound bites from Cole about the financial incentives pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer have to get the vaccine approved, saying, quote, it'll be recurring fountain of revenue. It might not be that much initially, but it'll recurring if they can. If they can get every person required at an annual vaccine, that is a recurring return of money going into their company. Quote, they're all approved under an emergency just because it's not as impactful as some of other approvals. Really an emergency for kids. So there's a lot more to this. I've seen a little bit of it. But it seems this guy at least believes get your yearly COVID shot.
Recurring fountain of revenue.
Monetizing your body with inoculations.
Dude.
Medical subscription services.
Wow. Biden wants to inoculate everyone. Is that what that guy said? Everyone?
No, Biden has said he has said that himself. I forget which press conference it was, but his solution to this COVID problem was we have to vaccinate everyone in this country, and then we have to vaccinate the rest of the world. That was his way out of this.
What's the word inoculate?
I'm struggling to find the exact quote from
I remember
Biden,
that.
but
I remember that.
He did say that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Thanks for doing a little sanity check on me there. Because
I remember that conference.
Yeah, no, he said that out loud.
I think that was his 1 year. I think, but I do remember Biden saying that.
Yeah, no, he said it. That's his goal. That's how he thinks the virus gets shut down.
Look up the definition of the word inoculate and think that Joe Biden wants to do this to you. It's so to implant microorganisms or infectious material into a culture medium. To introduce a serum, vaccine, or antigenic substance into the body of a person.
Oh, you say it like that.
Yeah, this third one is to implant microorganisms or infections. I mean, that's basically, you put a little bit of dangerous stuff in the body so it jacks up an immune response and then you become immune over time is the idea. But forcing it on people, top-down medicine, it's crazy.
What did it say?
Doesn't work.
Reoccurring revenue? Is that what he said? There it is.
A fountain.
It'll literally
Fountain of
monetize your
recurring-
body with the experimental
Subscription service.
Yes.
Man. You gotta look. These pharmaceutical companies pay big for sponsoring these big corporate media. They spend a lot of money lobbying. They make a lot of contributions.
How many pharmaceutical commercials ran on the Super Bowl? Did you guys get a number?
Google it.
Oh, yeah.
No
I'm
idea.
curious now.
I know that all these big media companies are brought to you by Pfizer because I saw that
That's right.
supercut.
Brought to you. That's a great supercut. In the meantime, I want to say, so the old tried phrase is all roads lead to Rome. I wonder if the phrase for our culture that survives for centuries is all roads lead to Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely.
Is that right?
Through Alex Jones.
Well, there's
Alex
also,
Jones. I love that.
Yes.
There was that story the other day about the BLM activist who tried assassinating the Democrat mayor. And people were pointing out that Alex Jones had said several months ago that there's going to be attacks on Democrats to justify gun control and harsh measures against the people. I got to say, if you throw spaghetti at enough clocks, eventually they'll tell you the right time or whatever.
Twice a day, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw spaghetti. No, you throw spaghetti at a bunch of clocks, and eventually some of them will just splatter into the right time.
Yeah.
So if you're making predictions on everything, eventually people can be like,
Theoretically,
hey,
I think if a million monkeys have a million typewriters, they'll eventually write Hamlet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
as the saying goes. I don't know
Imagine
about
if
a
that was
million.
like a
You might
white
need
guy.
more than that.
Hamlet?
No, that did that to that demo. It was a mayor.
Yeah.
Oh,
BLM?
yeah.
Imagine if that was
Mayoral candidate.
Yes.
mayoral candidate. Imagine if that was a white guy that did something like that.
That story's crazy, by the way, too.
Yeah.
I watched the press conference. Apparently, he walked in, and they're like, can we help you? And he pulled the gun out from a few feet away and fired and missed.
Wow.
It's funny because I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, I call BS. How did he miss? And I'm like, that sounds like
That's
someone who's never
easy.
fired a
Yeah.
never fired a
Handgun? Yes.
Moving
Very
It's
target.
like the Waukesha stuff. Just gets
not a
swept
moving
right
target,
under,
it's that-
right under the rug.
Did the guy see, was he looking him in the eyes? Like, was the guy able to
I don't. He said that the guy walked in and just pulled a gun, pointed it. But people who think you can't miss have clearly never fired a handgun.
Very easy to miss the handgun. Very easy.
People when they fire, when they squeeze their hand, they move the gun in certain ways. They don't realize it. And so what ends up happening is they usually point left or right, or if you're right-handed, you'll point left and down or something like that. At least that's what I was told when I went to the range the first time, and they're telling me how to shoot properly. But yeah, I think it's just getting crazy out there for a variety of reasons. When you have these disparate factions of people that are all extreme, no cohesion, just eventually.
Well, I am concerned because there does seem to be a shortage of actual right-wing terrorism, which means that you're going to need to find a way to meet the demand. You know what I mean? Like, if people aren't being violent, that's what makes me think that this cache of guns in Canada might possibly be some kind of really truly might be a bad actor trying to make them look bad, trying to plant this on them and make it look like they're trying to plan some kind of violent coup or something.
This is a well-known guy. I mean, this is an activist who did this.
Could you imagine living?
Well, okay, he's been arrested for it.
Yeah, the BLM guy.
Considering they were there and they watched him do it, I think they got the right guy. But
rest assured, Lydia, the FBI is on that.
Oh yeah,
they're on it. They're
on
it. They're working on it really hard. It happened well in Michigan. They had outstanding results.
Yep.
The right-wing terrorism will happen.
Yeah,
what if your
we'll
life
make
was
it happen.
there's nothing bad going on right now? Why? What's wrong with reality? That something we can't figure out what's wrong. Like something's bad. I have a bad feeling. I can't see anything wrong. So they go out like this is the mentality. If something's not wrong, then something must be wrong because life is bad. Like these people live to their law enforcement. They go around looking for people breaking laws. And if the people aren't breaking laws, then they make up new ways to get them.
Yeah.
I think it's a good strategy to easily emotionally manipulate a lot of people very quickly. Because if you could bring unity with like millions of people with a centralized enemy, I think that's essentially what Trump was. You could really get a lot of people unified for a specific cause. And I think you see this happen throughout history all the time where there's a common enemy that the people all have. And I think the far left does a really good job at doing this. They do a really good job at demonizing their opponents. They do a really good job at slandering them and painting them as these are the people that are going to destroy your life. The white supremacist, the neo-Nazi. It's always this fear. That's why everything's a phobia. Everything is a phobia. Homophobia, Islamophobia. They just slap phobia to it.
Yeah.
And we unify the entire base, and they're out there busting people's doors down. It works.
I like that phobia. If you don't like a sport, you're soccer phobic.
Everything's a phobia.
You don't like soccer? Soccer.
Fear is very powerful. Fear
You
is
see
a
what they
very
did
powerful
with,
apparatus.
you see what they
to
did
control
with Dave Chappelle? He was in opposition to this construction that was going to be going on in his town. So they framed it as though he opposed affordable housing. Because it's always a dirty, manipulative game. They didn't ask him why he was in opposition to it. They just said, this proposal would include affordable housing. Dave Chappelle threatens to pull millions of dollars out of town in opposition to affordable housing.
I've covered enough of those
lies, man.
eye-melting, brain-numbing city council meetings to know that the affordable housing that these city councils advocate for is almost always corrupt. It never pans out. It is all about money. It's all about corrupt politicians. I mean, I covered Anaheim. there's like a super corrupt problem in Anaheim because Disney owns Anaheim. But and that's how these deals go down. I mean, obviously, Dave Chappelle's no moron. Like, he's a sharp guy. He probably saw right through the corruption and right through the nonsense, and he went there and is just like, I don't support this. And they panicked, and then they had to smear him.
So does Disney actually literally own the city of Anaheim?
They do through backdoor deals because without Disney and without Angel Stadium, Anaheim is not a city. It's like a third world town. So, basically, the City Council of Anaheim is never going to do anything that's not in Disney's best interest, which also puts them in the CCP's pocket.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That checks out, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, things are going good.
Deep
Huh?
Yeah, everything's going well.
Sorry, I just wanted to bring some good news from California.
Yeah, great.
Sunny
Thanks,
California.
Maybe let California go its own way, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's supposedly going to slip down, isn't it? Slip up into Canada at some point.
Canada?
Go
Hear
to
that,
the
Canada?
ocean. Yeah, watch out.
It's coming for you.
To you. When the San Andreas fault
Yes.
Yeah,
goes
apparently
off,
it's
breaks
slipping.
off.
California's
Goodbye.
sliding up. They thought it was going to fall off and disappear,
Yes,
but I think it's
please.
technically sliding up. Maybe
man.
something like that. I don't know.
and then it'll
Something
go
like
right below Alaska and then connect the
Oh,
connect
yeah,
that corridor up.
that. Land bridge.
I think if California did move that far north, though, everything about California would change overnight because the people who live there wouldn't be able to handle the harsh
It's
realities
sober.
Not
Right.
at all.
of
Yeah.
the cold tundra. And
That's one of the things
snow.
that's so awesome about the protests in Canada. The truckers is they can just
Hard.
handle the
Heck
cold,
yeah.
man. You saw
Yeah.
Occupy Wall Street. Everybody turned in late November or mid-November, whenever it was.
There was-
It was cold.
There was a funny post where some woman tweeted, you should go out there and spray water on their handles and freeze them out. And someone was like, to think that Canadian truckers don't know how to handle ice just shows exactly what's wrong with these urban, city urban liberal types. Like, yeah, if there's anyone I would ask for advice in terms of ice on my car, it'd be a Canadian trucker.
Seriously.
Like, you guys are in the cold and you drive.
Yeah.
Know anything I don't know about tips and tricks about getting the ice off the car and open it up? They'd be like, oh, yeah, I got you.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably happened to you guys. Winter comes around, your car door freezes shut, you can't open it. How do you get in? Got to get the remote start, turn the heat on, right? That's the secret.
I was
That
looking
is
for
so
how many pharmaceutical commercials they ran during the Super Bowl. I cannot find this, but if anyone out there, if you guys know, feel free to super chat it or leave it in the comments if you have some ideas or links or something, because I'd like to find out. I have a feeling there were more than last year.
I'm sure that's non-zero.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to watch live, you can check out this channel Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Now, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you want more unfiltered and uncensored content with all of these guests, go to timcast.com and become a member. All of these guests you know and love in exclusive segments on our website where we are unrestricted in what we talk about, so you'll definitely not want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.